Hey, what's going on, guys? Kieran from Fingers Crossed, and today is the final day of Gren week, and we've got my build of Gren Maju. Got a little surprise in there for you guys to see. Before anyone says anything, once you see it, it does work. It does, and I'll explain in the video. But yeah, I just want to say also, if you can check this out, super happy with that. Like, it's slowly climbing. It was 4%, and if we can get more of you subscribed, then obviously that will climb a little bit more, and I will appreciate that. I'm up to like 130 subscribers now, so steadily growing every single day, which is pretty cool, which is pretty good. Yeah, I'm super happy. If you guys just want to just skip past, I've probably already said quite a lot, then here is where, I'll try and pop like here or something like that, the time of when the the deck profile starts, and then also again now here at the end of the video there will just be like a print screen of like my dueling book deck, so you don't have to watch the deck profile if you don't want to. You can just like net deck if you just want to see what I play. It will be a bit blurry, unfortunately, because I'm not very tech savvy. So but yeah, thank you guys for watching this week. I really appreciate it. If you could hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, it really helps the channel out. I really appreciate it, and we can just keep steadily growing and growing and growing. I'll also put in the link down below to two Gren players that I watch on YouTube. So there's one called Derek Harris. He plays more stun, more of a stun build. Well, it is a stun build. I'll leave that link in the description down below. And then also Yishan, he plays more like castle, more aggressive, attacking version. So I'll leave that in the description down below. And I sit kind of in the middle of the two. I see the benefits of stun and I see the benefits of aggression, but I don't really like. I've played just stun and didn't really like it, and I played just like full on aggressive and I didn't really like it. So I sit in the middle, and you'll see in my deck profile now. I do also have my side deck included. What I will be playing completely changes my deck if I want to put some stuff in. So you'll see. There's a few cards that I think I'm going to add to the deck, and when that happens, I'll upload another video with the changes so you guys can see. Probably be in December, probably after the ban list, just to see what gets banned. Maybe Gren will get banned or something like that. But cool. Let's get into the deck profile, guys. Okay guys, here is my deck profile, main, extra, and side. But before we do get started on that, look at the secret rare that I got to be my field center. Konami, where the fuck is our Gren Maju secret rare? Where is it, mate? Come on. It's not good enough. Where's ours? OCG gets all the good stuff. But, moving on. 3 Gren Maju gains 400 attack and defense for each banished card. So, like, it's been a long week. You guys can see I played two copies of Baby in my version, not 3. I think 3's not. I just don't like 3. I like to use my extra deck quite a bit, to be honest. And yeah, I wouldn't play more than 3. I wouldn't play more than 2, and 1 just sometimes it's just not enough. Like, you do want to see it occasionally, you want to get it when it's useful, I guess. So this is it. So I played 2 Necroface, because there's only so many times you can banish all of your Gren Majus and not do something about it. There was a couple of games against Dragon Link, all I needed to do was draw Gren Maju and it was game. They were all banished, and I just couldn't put the power. I was playing stun at that point though as well. If you don't want to play Necroface, because it is still quite like £4 for such an old card, it is being reprinted soon. But also you could play the Gizmek Makami. But Makami selects only 6 when it's destroyed, whereas Necroface will just shuffle back everything. So it's up to you guys what you want to use. I prefer Necroface because also it can give you OTK power. It has a lot of more pluses. Then, another staple in the Gren Maju deck, 3 Gizmek Orochi. Gotta play Gizmek Orochi. Constant Recursion, Banish 8, Special Summon. Absolutely fantastic. Then I play 2 Schwartz Limit Dragon. So I play 2 of these because it's just more consistent to get a level 8 on board. So you're always going to blind go second, and you're getting an 8 on board. There's so many decks that will play 2,000 plus monsters. So 100% it always has to be played, like for me, in my opinion. And it just guarantees me a monster on board. The small castle package I have. So I have two Hex and 1 Glyph. So Glyph I just use basically as the terraforming. I very rarely summon it. And Hextrude, obviously, it's just, it pops a card. It's the best one out of all of the castle cards. And you obviously need to play 2, because if you banish 1, you need to just make sure that you can always try and get 1 on board at least. Sometimes I put it to 3, and then back down to 2, then 3, then 2, then 2, 3, then 2. Just depends. So my danger package, I played 2 Bigfoot and 2 Thunderbird. For a time I was playing 3 Bigfoot and no Thunderbird, or 3 Bigfoot and 1 Thunderbird, because Thunderbird pops sets and that doesn't really come up very much. But I think now with Virtual World, possibly Virtual World and Invoked, there's going to be a lot of sets, so it will just come up a bit more, I think. So potentially, so you can see that I've put 2 Schwartz in rather than playing the 3 and the 3, because although these are good and the second effect is good and the draw effect is good, you're always losing a card from your hand. So you're not really guaranteed a summon, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. So that's why I play 2 Schwartz. If I'm going first, or I need to go first, I always sort the Schwartz out first. But yeah, they're a bit inconsistent. They are good, but the danger's effects just make them a little bit inconsistent. Then 2 Alpha. So you could play 3 if you wanted. I do have 3. I'm gonna play 2 for a little while and see. The reason I don't play 3 is because its effect is only once per turn. So yeah, the summon's good, but the effect is only once per turn. So I don't really see the necessity of playing 3. So 2 for me is good enough. Then to break the boards, I've got 3 Lava Golem. Just bought the Ultras because, like, this guy, I was playing against Virtual World in an online tournament, and he was the MVP of the deck, 100%. Just kept like out and all their stuff, just kept drawing it, absolutely saved my skin. Slowly just eating away at them until I could get Gren on and win for game. Yeah, Lava Golem, probably the best one. You can't normal summon set once you've summoned this, but that's okay. That's fine. It doesn't matter too much. Then follow one from hand traps, 2 Ash Blossom, just generic. I play 1 of each because I know some people like foreheads, some people like feet, so I'll play one of each, present 1 of each for you guys, so I can appeal to everyone. Yeah, what can you say? Like, there is still quite a few dinosaur players in my locals, so obviously this is really good against Misk's second effect in the graveyard, or against dinosaurs. They always want to search, and most rogue decks will do some sort of searching, so yeah. Then I've got 3 Dimensional Shifter. So what I've said before, absolutely the best card in this deck, 100%. Just says no to all decks, practically. Like, there's very few decks that can play around this or play through it. So Dimensional Shifter always has to be at a 3, absolutely mandatory, absolutely crazy. Then moving on to spells, 2 Castle. I would play 3, but there just wasn't enough room. I've already got a big deck as it is. I've got 45 cards in my deck, and you'll see, normally it's 42, but you'll see the last 3 at the end. I think you can guess. But yeah, Golden Castle has to be mandatory, and I just upgraded to the secrets. Okay, we've got 2 Super Polys to just help continue to break boards, and obviously the discard does help with the dangers. Yeah, super happy with these 2. Don't need to further explain Super Poly, you all know what it does. the draw power, I have 3 Pot of Desires, banish 10, draw 2, self-explanatory, and 2 Allure of Darkness. So the reason I've started to put Allure of Darkness in is because I am sick of drawing Dimensional Shifter after like my turn 1. I am sick of it. The amount of times I've needed to top deck, or I've needed something good to get stay, or just need one extra thing, and I get a fucking shifter. I've had enough. So I've got Allure of Darkness. This is also why I play Necroface, because if I can Allure of Darkness, banish Necroface, and then hopefully my opponent has to banish some of their combo pieces, absolute win. So it's a good way to stun your opponent, potentially, and also I am sick of drawing that fucking shifter when I can't play it. So yeah, that's why I play the Allures. And then the one-offs, I've got 1 Harpies, 1 Regeki, 1 Dimensional Fissure, and 1 Called by the Grave. Back row, monsters, it's basically another shifter but permanent. Hopefully Konami makes this to 2 or something. There's not many decks that play it, so hopefully they do. And then Called by the Grave. You just want to try and get your... If you need to draw, you do want to get it, so I think Called by the Grave one-off. I think I would still only play it, maybe if they unlimited it again, I think I would only play 2 at most. Because it's not too much of a problem to draw. Yeah, so those are the one-offs. I'll try and speed up a little bit more. So the last 3 cards of the deck. So I think you all can realise what cards they are. I play the Dragoon package. So for you guys that think that this doesn't work, you are wrong. Because what does Necroface say? If you banish all your cards, when it's normal summoned, you can shuffle everything back. So there was a game where I was testing this. Well, I've played it for a long time, to be honest. I have played the Dragoon package for a while. Necroface is new to it. So I banished 8 of Gizmek to special summon. I banished my Dark Magician in those 8. I normal summoned Necroface, shuffled everything back. Oh look, Link 2 for Verte. I've got my Dragoon. So it does work. 100% it works. And it just gives you another option. If you have the space, or if you have Dragoon, I would play it. It does work well with this deck, in my opinion. So then moving on. Got 1 Link Karibo. What more can you say? It's a Link Karibo. So for our 8 plays, got the normal OTK package, Draglubion, Numeron, and Hope as normal. And then as another option, I now have a Heart Earth Dragon. So a lot of you guys won't have seen this, and it is quite expensive. Like the only ones I see on eBay are like 60, 50 quid. I managed to be able to snook this one. It's not first ed, but I managed to be able to get it for like £10, I think. So absolute win there. This card can't be destroyed by battle. Also, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving this card. During your opponent's end phase, you can detach 1 material from this card, banish all cards your opponent currently controls that were normal or special summoned, or were set. So just get rid of everything basically. This turn, if this card was destroyed while it has XYZ material, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. When you do, it gains 1000 attack for every card currently banished. So that is crazy. So this is Zeus, but it doesn't have the negatives of banishing your own stuff, only your opponent's stuff. And then because they have to destroy this with like a Regeki or something, hopefully they do it with a Regeki. If they send it with like Dingirsu or something, it doesn't get its effect. They can send it to the graveyard. Imagine if you got 10 cards banished. It straight away goes to 10,000 attack. Unreal. Such a good card. Such a good card. I can't wait to play it a bit more at locals. Cannot wait. More 8s. Dingirsu. So Dingirsu, it's Ascend and Protection. And Lancelot. Lancelot is in here purely for the fact that he's a couple of negates, but he can attack directly. And then after he's attacked directly, Zeus. I'm gonna go into Zeus. So you can see all the boss monsters I've got in here. I've got Gren, I've got Zeus, I've got Dragoon. yeah, absolutely crazy. So you lance a lot, attack directly, and then main phase 2, go into Zeus, send everything. So pretty good there. Super poly targets. Got Starving Venom, Mud Dragon, 2 Darks. Happens sometimes, does occasionally. A lot of the rogue decks do it, and obviously Dragoon. Then you've got 2 monsters with same attribute but different types. And then Elder Entity and Tis is really good against Virtual World at the moment. So, because obviously they end with a Synchro and an XYZ. Then of course, like I've said to you guys before, I will continue to play this. There is a couple of Invoked players or Dogmatica players in my locals, so it does help. And also, if you have to go first and you set a poly, Alistair, the Invoker, and the One Light Monster, it can come up. I have used this, the Super Poly, before as well. So it's a 4th Super Poly target, and then it's a free summon if they Maximus you, send Nova, summon Mechaba. And then of course, you've already seen from the last 2, Verte, Anaconda, and Dragoon. I'm telling you guys, it does work. I promise you it does work. There are going to be times that you do banish it and you can't use it, but then you can just use all of your other cards. You can just use all of the other cards that you would use. So basically, this would be what most people play: Nightmare Phoenix and Cerberus, and I'm just not going to play those cards. Simple. Don't necessarily need them anyways. So yeah, it's always easy to get at least 2 monsters on board, especially, and this is just, it's much better going first to have something like this than to put a Hope and Draglubion, because this is hard to get rid of, to be honest. Moving on to my side deck. So my side deck is not so much to combat against other players, other decks. It's more, it completely changes my deck. So I play 3 Inspector Border. So you can see what I sort of go for. So my main deck is kind of attack, and sometimes if I need to go first, so like off the top of my head, Infernoble, you would need to go first, because yes, Gren is good at breaking boards, but after they've taken 2 cards from your hand, or Dragon Link have taken 2 cards from your hand, it's going to be even harder to break that board. You're going to have to hope that you top deck something amazing. So against those decks, you need to go first. So Inspector Border is the one I choose. I don't choose Diner because its attack and defense is just so low. So I choose these to go. Then obviously 2 Cyclone. There are the decks out there, so there are back row decks, and you just want to banish. And maybe with Lich being Elder Lich being more affordable now, maybe more people are going to play it. So a 3rd Super Poly just in case. Got 3 Banquet of Millions. You see my deck, you can survive. You have got a lot of big boys in your deck to be able to OTK or do enough damage. So you can banish a lot. If it hinders them more than you, I definitely suggest doing it, 100%. 2 Royal Decree, because again, I think Elder Lich might be more of a thing, and against Invoke Dogmatica, 100% Royal Decree hurts them. I'm sick of getting punishment. It's kind of annoying. So 2 of those. Got 2 Warning Point. It's Gnome, but without the drawback. So you can see that I can basically just I'll take out the really attacking cards, take them out, put in the traps, and then become more of a stun variant against decks like Infernoble and Dragon Link. So absolutely crazy. 2 Infinite Impermanence are the last 2 cards of my extra deck. So what more can you say about Infinite Impermanence? It is what it is. You can see what sort of, it's just such a good hand trap, so generic, so good. And guys, that is my deck profile. That is what I'm going to be playing going forwards. This is going to be my deck. I promise you, the Dragoon does work. It does work. It has single-handedly saved me and won me duels, because they could deal with everything else, but they just could not deal with the Dragoon. So it does help. Yes, there are times that you will banish your stuff and you can't go into it, but it's the same with Gren. There will be times you banish Gren so you can't summon it, so it's the same. So it just gives you an alternate threat, another problem. And obviously, if for those decks that play there can be only one, I've taken it out for this build, but I might put it back in because I do like that card. It's a spellcaster, and you only play one other spellcaster, so it does work that way. Let me know, guys, what you think down in the comment section down below. I really appreciate it. I tried to make this one quicker. Obviously, at the end of this video, there will be, like, I tried to just print screen my dueling book deck, so that you guys, if you didn't want to watch, or you just want to see it all up, you can see it there. Just look at the picture. It is a bit blurry, so I'm sorry about that, but I tried my best. I'm not really a tech savvy guy, but again, thanks for watching this guy's week. It's been absolutely crazy. I've had so much fun. It's been such hard work. I'm shattered, to be honest. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.